Joining us on 710 KURV is one of the big brains, one of the guys with 200 IQ. Travis Nix is a current JD candidate. You know what that means, Davey?
A Juris Doctor. His mother wanted him to be a lawyer, and here he is.
He's at Georgetown Law with a concentration in tax law, and he's got an opinion piece out on the Wall Street Journal that says higher taxes won't save Social Security. To tell us why is Travis Nix,
attorney at law and buzzkill,
joining us on your 956 drive home. So set the stage for us, Travis. What say you?
Thanks so much for having me on, guys. So basically the headline is, as we're having this forthcoming debt crisis where we need to raise the debt ceiling, Republicans and Democrats are discussing numerous ways to keep all our entitlement programs that are draining the federal government of all of its tax dollars, and the reasons are raking up such a high deficit. They're trying to save these programs. So one of the proposals that they're talking about is raising payroll taxes, which is what funds Social Security and Medicare. But specifically on the Social Security side, if they raise the payroll taxes, that they'll be able to basically kick the can down the road. So instead of the program going bankrupt in 2035 or 2032, depending on what report you look, it'll go bankrupt now in 2045. The fact of the matter is Social Security is a broken system. We don't have enough younger workers. We have an aging population. So it needs complete structural reform, and higher taxes aren't going to be what saves the program in the long run.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, and like number 10 is like sweet meteor of death, where are we at right now?
I mean, right now the CBO today just came out with a report saying it's going to go bankrupt now in 2032, which is even earlier than we expected. So the program is probably at a 9 at least right now.
That's something to look forward to anyway.
Travis Nix is a tax law expert from Georgetown Law, joining us on your 956 drive home. Go ahead, Davis Rankin.
Let's jump to, well, what would you do about it if they made you in charge?
Yeah, I mean, so basically we need to return Social Security to what it was when it started. So it was passed in the Great Depression, basically as a last resort for older workers who basically they had their retirement accounts wiped out during the Great Depression because the stock market completely crashed. So it was basically welfare for seniors, essentially. So what we need to do is raise the retirement age so people get it later, since we're living longer now than what we did during the Great Depression when it passed. And we need to basically say, if you earn over a certain amount of money, like me or any other lawyer out there who earns a lot of money, we should not get Social Security. It should go to the people who made lower incomes in their career, and they need the supplement when they exit the workforce and retire. So it needs to look more like an anti-poverty program than what it is now, which is essentially gives a lot of rich people a lot more money than they put in when they retire. And there's no reason that they deserve this money.
What about, you're right, the billionaires don't need Social Security or Medicare, come to that, but what's the moral justification for taking money from them that they will not see again in any form or fashion?
I mean, that's essentially how we fund our entire government is taxes.
I walked into that swinging door.
Money
I realized
that you put into pay.
No.
Excuse me?
I said I walked into that door. As soon as the words left my lips, I thought, uh-oh, I know the answer to that one. But yes, we take from the rich and give to the poor, that kind of thing. But this is usually it's disguised. This is overt, right? So Warren Buffett, it sucks to be you. You can't get your Medicare. I guess I'm popping off and not asking a question. How do you achieve this? Because I don't know what the Republican congresspersons have said in the last, say, 6 months about Social Security, that kind of thing. But President Biden stood there flat-footed and said they want to do away with it. Now, I think that was a prevarication, but maybe you're up there. So how do you even get this to be discussed?
I mean, that's the problem right now. As we saw during the State of the Union, President Biden accused the Republicans of wanting to cut Social Security, which then led them to say, no, that's not what we're trying to do. And so it's very hard to get any of these entitlement programs to be discussed in structural reform. They just keep kicking the can down the road and saying just funding it a little bit more tax revenue, which is what this proposal is. And it doesn't solve any of the problems. They just want to pass the problems off to future politicians when they're retired, making their nice pensions, and let other people take the blame for it and take the political hit for it. That's what it seems is going on.
They don't, elected congressmen do not participate in Social Security, do they? Don't they have a separate retirement program?
Yeah, there's a congressional pension. I'm not sure whether or not they participate in Social Security. And I know they don't participate in Medicare, but I am unsure about Social Security.
Oh, okay. They get to make the laws for us that they then don't live under. Oh, that's a sweet deal. Have you seen any movement, assuming that the Republicans would do something about it, have you seen any movement from Democrats or Democrat think tanks or anything like that towards your position?
Joe Manchin, actually, Senator Manchin of West Virginia, came out with a statement today that that the White House and Senate leadership, so Senator Chuck Schumer, the majority leader, need to be actively negotiating with Republicans to try and solve some of our major budget issues. Other than him and probably Senator Sinema, I haven't seen much at all, because the White House is taking the stance we will not negotiate at all. When we raise our debt ceiling, we're not going to cut spending at all. And that's the position that they're taking right now. And Senator Manchin is one of the few Democrats who are actually telling them to negotiate with Speaker McCarthy and the House Republicans.
What do you think as we talk about this, it strikes me that I'm not for doing away with Social Security and Medicare. I once thought that privatizing was a good idea. Then my father got to be very old, and I thought, this is ridiculous. He could never figure this out. So what do you think is the thinking of the people who oppose any change or any change that's on the table now? What do they think is going to happen? Have they said?
I don't know what I think that the current political establishment does not want to engage in trying to solve the problem, because they know that they can just let future politicians take the political hit for it. Because in 2032, when everyone's benefits are cut, then we're going to have a serious discussion on what to do and all these structural reforms. But no one wants to touch it now. It's like this magical box where if you even discuss it, it hurts you so much politically.
You must be on your own.
It really is like the sweet meter of death, because if it were coming, they would tell you, don't look up. It's not coming. Don't worry about it.
Well, if they have their own,
look at the sun.
They have their own retirement. It's not tied to Social Security. It's going to be probably better funded. What do they care? I mean, I hate to be that way, but
Where can we gotta finish up here,
I'm
Davey.
not done yet.
Where can we where can we read the entire opinion piece, Mr. Nix?
Yeah, so it's in the Wall Street Journal. You read the title earlier, and then it's all over my social media. My Twitter's at TNix, NIX 113. And so I'm always tweeting about taxes and stuff like that if people want to find me.
It's at the Wall Street Journal. It's called Higher Taxes Won't Save Social Security. Our guest is Travis Nix from Georgetown Law. He's finishing up over there. Expert in tax law. Joining us on News Talk 710 KURV, your 956 Drive Home.